Hey guys, welcome to the top 8 medium characters in Mario Kart Wii. Now this is obviously a list of the top 8 medium class characters in Mario Kart Wii. Yeah! I'm going to be doing all of the weight classes, and the reason I'm doing medium first is because medium is my least favourite. And obviously anyone watching this is probably not going to agree with everything I have to say. That's fine, you have your own list and you go off and do whatever you want to do. But if you're interested in my opinion, you can stick around and watch, see what I have to say. So without further ado, let's begin into the top 8 medium characters in Mario Kart Wii. Number 8. Bowser Jr. Now I actually don't have a problem with Bowser Jr. as a character himself. I think he's fine. But in Mario Kart Wii, his stats fall flat on their face. He gives an off-road 3 and a mini turbo 3, and that's it. Now, I personally don't like those stats, period, and off-road, like giving them 3 isn't really enough to make a significant difference in them, and he just doesn't give that much. Especially due to our next character completely rendering him useless. Number 7. Birdo. Now like I said, Birdo completely renders Bowser Jr. useless. If you remember, Bowser Jr.'s stats were Off-Road 3 and Mini Turbo 3. Let's have a look at Birdo's stats. Birdo gives Weight 3, Off-Road 3, and Mini Turbo 5. Like I said, Bowser Jr.'s stats were Off-Road 3, which Birdo has, and Mini Turbo 3, which Birdo gives 5, as well as Birdo gives 3 to Weight. Now honestly, I don't think Weight and Off-Road are too important, and Birdo doesn't give enough numbers to them to make a significant difference, I personally feel. However, Mini Turbo gives a lot, and I feel that that is a decent, I feel the Mini Turbo stat is decent. So, yeah, that's Birdo. Again, I don't really think Birdo's too great anyway, but just because Birdo completely renders Bowser Jr. useless, Birdo's an alright character. Number 6. Now, honestly, I don't really have too much to say about Yoshi, so I'll just let his stats do all the talking for me, really. He has Weight 3, Drift 3, and Off-Road 5. Now, the only stat I particularly like here is Drift 3, and well, the only stat I like is Drift, and 3 doesn't really give it enough to make a significant difference. Weight, again, like I said, I don't really particularly like, and 3 doesn't do that much of a difference to it. Off-Road, I don't really like, and 5 gives a difference to make it really significant. However, it's not enough of a, or it's not a good enough stat. You know, if he had have, say, given Drift 5 and Off-Road 3, I think he would have been a much better character. But Off-Road 5, not something I particularly like anyway. Number 5. Luigi. Now, Luigi at one point had my 4th place spot, and I honestly have no idea why. Like, I can't comprehend why. So, let me just show you his stats then. He gives Speed 2, Weight 6. That's it. Again, I have no idea why at some point he hadn't my 4th place spot. I think it's because he gives a Speed stat. Speed stat is probably my favourite one. However, he doesn't really give enough of it for it to be significant. You know, 2 is not the biggest number of all numbers. And Weight 6. Weight, I don't really like that much. So now 6 is the highest number any character can give a stat. But, you know, at the same time, I don't really like it that much. So, yeah, that's Luigi. Again, not really much to say on him. Number 4, Diddy Kong. Now, Diddy Kong is an alright character in himself. I know he's really good in the Donkey Kong Country games, which I don't really play that much, but I know he's good in those. So, let's have a look at his stats then. He gives Acceleration 3, Drift 3, and Mini Turbo 5. Now, I do like these stats. I think Acceleration and Drift are 2 very good stats. He does give only 3 to them, which doesn't make a significant difference, but they're good stats, so it's fine. And then Mini Turbo, it's an okay stat, but he gives enough numbers to it where it's a good enough difference, really. So that's Diddy Kong. All in all, a good character. I think here is where the characters start getting good, and this is the characters that you're going to want to use, or at least I personally would want to use. Number 3, Mario. Now, Mario kind of balances out carts, or bikes, whatever you want to use them. You'll see what I mean by his stats. His stats are weight 6, acceleration 2, handling 2, and drift 3. Now, weight is something I don't really like that much, like I said, but he gives enough numbers to it for it to be significant. Acceleration, handling, and drift I like. He doesn't really give that much to it. Drift 3 is alright, and acceleration 2 and handling 2, the numbers on them are pretty bad, but the stats themselves are good. And you can see what I mean there by he would kind of balance out a cart if it doesn't really have that good turning or something like that, you know. Everything he has kind of would I suppose he would weigh something down is the correct term. Like if there's something that's really light and it just goes straight forward speed, he would balance it out to where he would give it enough time to turn and he would weigh it down a lot. Just in like weight purposes. So yeah, that's Mario. Number 2, Daisy. Now I know a lot of people would probably want Daisy on the first spot, but I don't really use Daisy Mock that much. And other than Daisy Mock, I don't think people really use Daisy on anything else. Well, really, other than Daisy Mock and Funky Kong Flame Runner, what do people use? Anyway, if you have a look at Daisy's stats here, we can see that she gives Speed 4, Handling 2, and Mini Turbo 3. Now the speed stat there is very, very, very good. Out of the medium characters, she gives the highest speed stat, and I think that's why people like her the most. Handling is a good stat to give something to, but she doesn't really give enough of it for it to be a significant difference. 2 is not the best. It's okay really. And then Mini Turbo 3, again, it's kind of okay. It's an okay stat and it's an okay number. The only reason I like handling a lot more is because I think it's a better stat, but at the same time she doesn't give as much to it, so I'm not really sure. But Speed 4 is the only thing I actually would like about this character, which is a good thing, but at the same time she doesn't give enough in other stats for her to be good. But as I keep saying, speed is my favourite stat and she gives the highest in speed, so I think that's why I would put her up this high. Number 1, Peach. Now, this is a weird character to put up first, if any of you are thinking that, and I would totally agree with you. I think she's a very weird character to have up here. But when you take into consideration how I play the game, you would probably understand why. At least you probably should. So her stats are Speed 2, Acceleration 5, and Drift 6. Now I would usually use probably the Sneakster in the medium class. I think it's probably my favourite bike in the medium class. And Peach perfectly suits that bike, I think. She gives Speed Stat 2, which the Sneakster is kind of a straightforward speed bike. So she would, lend a hand in that. Acceleration 5. See, here's where it gets good, because she will give speed to Sneakster. Now, not as much as Daisy would, but she will give speed to it, and then with acceleration she can pick up to that speed she gives you very easily, whereas Daisy would not pick up to that speed as easy. That's where acceleration comes in. And then Drift 6. Drift is a stat that I really like, and she gives enough to it for it to be really significant, and it's the same with acceleration. She just gives so much to it. And that's what I have to say. Yeah, that is my reasoning. So guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate the support on having this being a kind of suggested video. As much as suggestions I get. Like I said, I will be doing the other classes, so that's small and large, and I'm not sure if I said that at the start of the video, but I didn't include the Miis, obviously, and I'm not going to include the Miis because I just don't really see them as characters as such. And other than that, you can look out for the other top 8s that I'm going to be doing on Mario Kart Wii, and you can also leave a comment below telling me what your top 8 medium class characters would be. You know, you can tell me if you agreed or disagreed. You know, if you're going to disagree, don't really hate, as opposed to just tell me what you didn't like. And that's basically it. So look forward to the next one, guys, and I'll see you then.